Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on a set of tools for dulcimer players, and our focus right now is the festival's calendar, and we're going to add favorites to the calendar. We made a little bit of a start yesterday. All right, now I ran it, but let's start with some tests, make sure those are in shape. I see we didn't check in. And also, I could have sworn we had some hearts showing up on the screen, and I'm not seeing any today when I ran it, so I don't know. I'll do a diff while that test runs. So, calendar view. We added the ability to save events, to save favorites, basically. Yeah, app storage favorites. Deleted some junk. Added the heart icon. Yeah, that all looks good. Start work on favorites. Now, I did update the calendar, but a quick look made it seem like it didn't update. So I wonder if maybe I do have a cache issue. All right. And I don't see the hearts. Now, I know we had those yesterday at some point. Did we take them off? All right. That's event view. Oh. I did take them off. Okay. Let's turn that back on and run again. Oh, that's why it's off. It doesn't actually fit. Initial error requires text to conform to string protocol. Next action requires text. Void expects 0 arguments, but 1 was used. Cannot convert value type bool to expected argument type string throws. Something's weird. Favorites is an array of strings, starts out empty. Main actor goes to void, expects 0 arguments, but 1 was used in closure body. Well, I wonder if I'm not allowed to use app storage items in the view. That seems odd. And this one, favorites.remove all. Let's make sure the type of favorites is right. Favorites is an array of string. Okay. Favorites.contains. Yes. Oops. Contains gives a bool. If boolean, then favorites.remove all. And that's the button action. All right, I'm going to extract this to a method. Function, whoops. And let's pass in the ID, which should be string, yeah. It's not so much show as toggle, I guess. Okay. Favorite start, move all. Oh, I didn't put a closure there. Okay. Well, the routine helps anyway. Oh, still off. Okay, what's the problem? Initializer init of action requires that text conform to string protocol. So, is this being treated as character? I guess I can put that up at the top. No. I always thought it was a little weird. Swift has this kind of ambiguity between character and string, but maybe that's not what's going on. Yikes. 1, 2, 3. We have title key and action. That's the one we're trying for. Yeah, I think I maybe only had the gray heart. All right, let's... Oh, he's not supposed to be text. He's supposed to be just a string. Nope. Okay, let's try that again. Yowza. And I think I'll try to take out those strings, because since it wants a string there, I think it'll cast them. I'm still just like, how do you know I want a character or not? You know, you don't have anything explicit there. Okay, so I should be able to turn them on and off. And it should persist between runs if we did that right. Okay, yeah, there's the gray heart, and it's red. Okay, so we turned on Quarantine Winter, and that should update. Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, I don't think that had to. Well, I made that the episode title, right? It was calendar favorites. Okay, there's probably more to do. Okay, so we select events. We didn't do anything about making notes. Toggle to show favorite. Oh, we did this. With persistence. And if we go over here, yeah, we only want to see the actual star ones, but we see them all. Okay. There's a little work to do. Let's see. Well, I think it's going to come down to another list of events on the calendar view. Sort order by favorite. Yeah, we don't have a calendar by favorite. Okay. Yeah, let's see what's unique to this. All right. Well, in a way, I hate to copy. Well, let's see what we can do. These have visible months. The other one sorts by states. That's wrong, but visible months is probably right. I think we want. I think we'd like to see the start events in order, basically. But the difference is this starting in. Yeah, I think we could make this thing a little more general, make it showing like favorites only. And so I don't think we need to make a new calendar type. Just modify this. So let's say favorites only is a bool, and every caller should now provide that. I don't know, the flag variation is going to be a little obnoxious. Maybe there's probably a better way to say it. Favorites only is false. True in this one. But the logic's a little twisty. Okay, we'll pass that into starting in. Okay. And I think that's good enough to get us moving. Let's run tests. Nothing's broken so far. All we've done is added another argument, which is not really looked at. Okay. And I think we could default that. Turn it off. Or nobody wants it. I don't know why he's still. I guess he's not doing it. Okay, and then let's we'll find one that's moderately okay, and start date started by start date. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. Okay, so we'll turn the flag on. And let's get well, this also checks the filtering. So let's oh, I guess he doesn't check the filtering. Okay. Let's put two favorites. Well, let's just put July 1 as a favorite and make sure we get that. July 1. Oh dear. How do we test this? Where's John when we need him? My calendar gets events. Yeah. I don't know if where our events go. Are they only, where are they? Event view. Well, somehow we have to get that list of favorites over to the thing that's making the decision. So that's calendar by date. I guess he's calling start in, so he's got to be the one to do it. I suppose he can get access to it. Well, I mean, one way would be to pass the array in with all this other information, I guess. I could do something that's focused on testing and only pass in one ID, but that seems weird. I think he's being called by that calendar thing, so maybe that calendar by date needs to have access to the favorites array. I don't know, putting it in two things. again, kind of defaulting it, so mostly for the benefit of tests. Okay. Do we pass it in as a value to counter by date? Well, that's a good question. Right now, I'm just doing it as environment, but I don't know if somebody passed it. I don't know. I think this is tolerable that two places do this is okay, because if it updates in here, it gets updated, you know. All right, let's make sure nothing breaks without doing anything yet. I guess our new test should fail. Yeah, that is a little long. I suppose that is too, by the same reasoning. Okay, one test failed. That's probably a good sign. Yes, our favorites only test. All right. And now we got to pass in the favorites. And the only one we want is July 1. Only July 1. That's the ID. And he still should fail. But he's legit anyway. Okay, let's extract this much. That might be long there too, but that's a little more tolerable. Okay, so reformatting aside. Okay, what do we get for a value? Expectation field. Okay, we got July 8th and July 1. Okay. Good. Calendar now. And he's really just another filter. All right, so if it's favorites only, well, I guess it's really not favorites only. That's why I was thinking it was backwards. If it's not favorites only, or this is not right, but favorites contains $0.ID. So I don't know. What's a way I could say both? Okay, favorites only is off. That means we want everybody. Or if it already contains it, then it's a favorite. Okay, I think that's all right. I think I pulled the storage thing in on this. Double check. Yeah. Still installing. All right. Okay. Do we care? That's actually kind of okay. Because then we can see the events, the months we don't do anything. All right, but these should still show them all. Yeah, that's good. All right, now let me just kind of be realistic. I'm not going on any cruises. I might consider going to that. It's local, semi-local. Probably about 3-hour drive, 4-hour drive. I'd love to go to these. He apparently has a very nice retreat with a nice chef on staff and a masseuse, but it's on the beach, off season. But I don't play hammered dulcimer at all. I've banged on it once, and I had one 10-minute lesson on it. Apparently that's not enough. Now that might be an interesting one. I like to go to Don's thing. That's local-ish. I don't think I'll be going to Goldsboro. Oh, yeah, you can see it now says Baltimore, Maryland. So this is the updated. Buckeye. That's another one I would consider. I'm also considering, oh, no, I wouldn't, because I'm pretty much committed to going to this one, I think. Another one I'd like to do, but I'm not going to do. Dogwood. That'll probably do. I would like to do that. This is conceivable, although that's more likely. Maybe that one. And I went to this last year. It was meltingly hot, even in September. Okay, and I might go to that. So for me, you know, in my other role of helping with marketing for this magazine, you know, there's quite a few things I might consider. I won't go to all those by any stretch, but I'll go to at least. Well, I'm definitely going to Black Mountain because I help in another. I help organize that one without any connection to the magazine. This retreat that's my mentor, so I will almost certainly go to that. And this one I'd like to go to. Quarantunes is an online one, so if you're home that weekend, you can do it. And KMW, I may go. I don't know. Yeah, I may go to 4. But at least for me, having so many things, it is nice to see. Oh, I don't have anything scheduled in May, and get warning that, like, you know, I tried to check 2 that were adjacent. Like, I'm not gonna go to Kentucky one week and fly to Washington another week or immediately following. All right, but I think. Let's make sure that interacts well with this. Okay, date. Okay. Yeah, I think that feature is where we want it. Toggle to show favorites only. Okay. Now that does bring me to this question of refactoring that stuff. So, golly. So I'm trying to think of the patterns I have for doing this kind of thing. I mean, one of them is this is I don't know, filters becoming a tough word. Is the heart toggleable in the favorites list? Oh, that's a good question. It should be. Let me pick one that I'm not as likely to go to. I guess this is going to disappear in a moment, so that. Okay. Well, yeah. Let me get rid of Dulcie Moon. That's pretty far out, and I'm not committed. Okay. Yeah, that's gone. And January's in there because there are events listed in January 2026. Okay. Yeah, so did I commit that? No. All right. Support picker selecting favorites only. Yeah, and you're right. That is behavior we want if we say it's not a favorite anymore. Because I'd like to be able to go down that list and go like, oh, I've got a family event this week. Not feasible. Boom, get rid of it. And some of these. Well, I've kind of already committed to this one, so it's not a. I signed up for some classes that weekend, so it's not a question to me of am I considering it. If I use this to consider things, then I might kick it out for that reason. But yeah, this is all right. Now, I don't know, there's always this risk that I design things that are more useful to me than other people, but I think it's fairly normal to go through and say, oh, there's a bunch of stuff I could do. I can't afford to do everything. I don't want to do everything. And need to kind of filter down to a sort of, like if you go through, I don't know, I remember going through resumes, they get 100 resumes and you go through and kind of make an A stack, a B stack, and a C stack. And if somebody's not in the A stack, they pretty much aren't going to get any more consideration unless we just don't have very many A's. That sort of filtering out like that, where you winnow it down and then make some choices. That seems very normal to me. So hopefully it's not just something I use, although it's useful for me. Okay, so we've done this. Yeah, so I'm trying to think the patterns I know to do this. Like, it would be interesting to fold these together into one thing because they're all doing something. And what they kind of have in common, right, is they all need a source. They have one or more filters, and they sort the results at the end. So that sort of associativity I mentioned, I can peel off the initial source, put the filters that I care about, and then put the final, the matching and sorting, uniqueness and sorting, or whatever. So the way, well, one thing would be to put, the simplest thing would be to pass an array of filters and make them all just apply whatever filters they want. So I would say pass the source, pass an array of filters, and then this part's built in. Now the filters, how do you know which ones to do? Well, that's kind of this favorites only thing, right? If you want that filter, yeah, I guess this is almost like turning on that filter. I could pass in Do you want to filter by favorites only? Do you want to filter by virtual? And what's this one? This is the territory. Yeah, although I don't know if that's any better, It's just kind of on this line because there's 3 separate filters now. There's starting in with favorites only and by month year, and there's starting in by territory only in particular months. Yeah, it's just enough to tempt me. But somehow I'm thinking that there's the more general version of that would be not passing a closure, but passing a whole entity that represents a filter, and it's got maybe it has a flag to say if you're activating it, and it's certainly got any information you need, like the filter string. But I mean, it's a lot of fooling around and abstraction for three things. So I think I'm gonna let it go, but there's just enough there to bug me. I don't know if these things really need unique sorted in every case. The territories, yes. The months, yes. The starting in, does he need uniqueness? He doesn't, right? Because he starts with a list of events, and we would never have 2 of the same event in here. And this one's virtual, so we don't worry about it. I mean, even between these 2, right, we apply both those in the territory case. One filters out the virtuals and one does not. This one gives you the states. But I think the sortedness is all we need. So I think we'll just put this on the back of these things. The others are doing the section headers, and those do need to be unique because you could have the same month multiple times or the same territory multiple times. Match sorted filter. Oh, that filters the text string. Oh, match sorted. Okay, is not unique sorted. Okay. I'm misreading it. All right. Yeah. It's just almost annoying enough. Not quite. But you could see passing in, like, if this filter string is empty, that flag gets turned off and then the filter doesn't apply. But I don't know. All that would be to make one giant method taking a bunch of filters, and then you have to make sure you call the right filters in the source things. I guess it wouldn't really let us fold state and date together, though, I don't think. I mean, this thing it's looking for is different, and this thing it's looking in is different. So, yeah, I'm just going to let this go. All right. Where does that leave us? I think that leaves that done. Make the event URL active. Sort by distance. Well, I think I need to save that. It's kind of like these calendar views, you know, do they really need them? Sort by distance isn't bad. All right, but we can put a globe icon that stands for a link. So my picture of that is, and like you said, maybe it's only for show no details. Would be putting a little globe icon here on the right, just like we do there on the left, and that would link to the event. That's pretty good. All right. And if it's not present, then I guess we'll hide that, but keep the space maybe. All right. So let's look at event view. Okay. So, well, this right now, we got the HStack with the button with that. Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing here. And VStack, where's the end of the HStack? Right there. Okay. This is system image. Chevron compact down? No. Globe. Is that allowed? Missing Gaussian parameter 1. Yeah, okay. Follow link. And this is button style. No, label style. Icon only. Okay, I'll just keep that action just for a moment while we decide how it looks. So you always have this because if you're using a screen reader or something, you would want to know what the thing was. Ugh, that is... Why are you... I guess I got to put some spacers in. I got to put them in the right place. Okay, so I'm hoping the spacers will make that show up on the far right. And actually, well, that's a little more padding there than I'd like, but it's kind of under SwiftUI's control. Right now, a toggle's hard. Maybe. Yeah. Why isn't it doing anything? Let me just make sure this is... There he goes. Okay. Wait a minute. Why did he disappear it now? It's like it's running one back. Okay, button favorites does that. Button follow link should just print link. He did print link, but he also deleted it. What? Let me just do a clean. Something's weird. But could he be making the whole row the button focus? Seems odd. Yeah. Okay. He prints link. Why is there a line action at all? I don't understand that. Let's get to something that's got non. Okay, let me take this out. Maybe this problem exists regardless. Over here, if I print, yeah, this is not. And that actually follows the link. Okay, yeah. Okay. That's a Swift question. Swift UI, and then I guess we're first button in HStack triggered by another button. Yeah. But I mean, they don't like that. You're saying it's not a button when it really is. I think there's a way to disable this. I don't know if it's. I don't know how that would even work. You would think a button has its own space. Something's very slow. I don't know if the video is not keeping up. Or is it DuckDuckGo? Yeah. I mean, ultimately, it's in a list, right? It must be the row tab bubbles down to the buttons. Yeah, that seems weird, though, doesn't it? Because it's... Okay, then here's another question. If I tap the heart in this, does it print link? So I have 3, 6. Tap the heart. 3, 6, 7. It triggers all the buttons. Okay. Is he coming through with anything? Wow. So pressing button in list row triggers all buttons. Swift UI. Thank you. Triggering list row triggers all buttons. Yeah, you're right. There was something about having to do a tab. Or maybe we can turn the button behavior off on the row. Okay, so that sort of hints. So the tap on anywhere in the row or in the cell triggers all the buttons. Okay. This is very hard without internet searches responding. I saw someone had a site that would fetch whole sites for you, like if you wanted archive.org or Stack Overflow. I suppose, well, I suppose I have the Apple documentation, but the stuff for it is, yeah. I mean, it seems more like I should be able to turn off the thing in the row. Like I should be able to say something here about, or here about data, content, list, navigation. Like disable something or there are a lot of attributes. Ignore, that'd be a good one. Interaction, dismiss. I can put on tap gesture here, but oh, okay. And you put the well, let's give it a go. Back on the event view. Okay, the action is toggle heart, and the body is that. Oh, thank you. Does it have to be labeled? I thought I could just, I thought it was any view I wanted in here now. But we'll try it this way. May not solve the problem. Hey, it's answering my query. Oh, you can apply styles too. Okay, so tapping in here should do nothing. No. Well, maybe the label thing matters. Let's see what button has. Action and label. And then a view. Okay. But they're staying bordered, borderless. Yeah, let's try borderless. Or plain. Pull this back for a moment. Gave it even more border here. Okay, but that's good. That's better. Let's try borderless. Put our globe back. It's so weird to me. Like, who would ever want this behavior? Like, so if I have details and a delete button, I do both. Okay, so I get my link. Yes. Trigger nothing. And trigger my heart. Okay, good. All right, now I actually kind of like this. The size is not quite a match, but centered in the title section seems okay. I don't know if they're quite centered, but nothing we can do about it. And that's borderless. Okay, and then where did we follow links for? I don't know what's doing this one. We had news, but that automatically links. That's content view, I guess, or news tile. He's a tile. Oh, he's a link. Okay. Destination. Huh. Well, I might need to use that other view anyway. Okay, so link. Paste that here for example. Okay. Can I just use... See if that does it. Boom. Okay. Yeah, I meant to say if it's... Well, maybe I only care if event.url not nil. If it's not an empty URL, then make a link with a globe. And then I can put accessibility label. Link to event, that's generic. Am I supposed to put it on? Accessibility label. Image with context should have an accessibility label. label is text. Oh. I guess I should just put the thing in there and be done with it. I mean, this will blow up if the URL is bad, and we maybe don't want it to allow that. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be happy if it just took a string, honestly. I'm not sure what the advantage of being text is there, but I suppose I could have bold. Oh, it still blows up. Found nil. Yeah, so if the URL is like malformed, it might not be empty, but it might have picked up a bad one. Actually, did we have that? I'm not sure if we did fix that. It could have the \p at the end or something. Is that better? I mean, where that's a constant up here, I guess. And we can just link to there. Oh, I should take that out and see what the URL was, because we would need to know that. First, see if it works. Okay. Goes to dulcimoon.com. That's good. That's how I'd like it to be. All right. So I think we'll take the button out. But I'm going to take this out temporarily. Well, maybe I should just... And I'll print it when it stops, when it crashes there. Because I do think we did see some... We really just look for HTTPS and expect it to go to the end of the line, but that's not really quite good enough in our parsing. Because if they're wrapped in A tags, then they'll have /A, or they're in a paragraph tag or something. And I know that flashed across. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Go. Now, odds are... Yeah, that blows up right when it's trying to do the destination even. I mean, it's just building the link. It doesn't even show the chance. Okay. So our URL parser needs some work. Okay, so I will do this. I mean, I think that's the fail-safe on this, but we need to fix that. Okay, so let's run, make sure that works at some level. That was Dayton Dulcimer, so we'll find that and click it and it'll go to DPN. Well, that must be this one, Dayton Dulcimer's. Okay. I don't know what happens if I click that. Huh. Okay. Oh, he trimmed it out to do the markdown, but this was parsing it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think we have the fallback solution, so we add the globe link with a fallback for bad URLs. Okay, but we need to improve URL parsing to stop before any non-URL characters. Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, does it seem like it can only be tags? Well, no, it's not really true, right? Because it could be. I mean, it's only my convention that I put the URL last, and if if I forgot that convention, I put HTTPS DaytonDulcimer.com. Don't forget to bring your extra pics or something after it. That would blow up. Okay. Let me characters legal in URL. I wonder if they have one for that character whatever thing. The one that looked for the white space. Yeah, maybe. Well, I'm really hoping to get a link to the standard would be good, as explained here. Okay. Any of the character needs to be encoded. I mean, the real thing is you don't get spaces, you don't get less thans. And as soon as you find one that's that, but what's that character? It was like white space. Yeah, trimming characters in. There must be one that's like trimming non-characters in. URL. Is there an opposite of trimming characters? Well, we can do a prefix thing or something like that. So, yeah. Parser. Oh, okay. So we... All right, let's get the test for this thing. There used to be a way to switch to the test, but I don't think it's going to work for us. We don't have the right convention, probably. A URL parser. Parse with non-URL characters. Returns just URL. All right, I don't need this part. It's really the ending that's getting us. Well, I'm wondering if I can... Can I do a keep while... let's find string. Is there keep while? There's prefix while. I mean, if we can do that with that characters containing. What was it? That was prefix while. Yeah, so I think we've got the start of it is fine. Prefix while does that. Yeah, that's probably what I was thinking of for keep while. Okay, so prefix while something. And then the other was trimming characters in. Something's. There's got to be some way to access this. I don't know if I can negate a character set. Return the character set for characters allowed in a user URL subcomponent. Password. URL host. I mean, we could look for characters in space or less than. I don't know if we would have any situations besides that normally. I mean, there aren't a lot of characters you can't use. Did I keep that thing open? I guess not. I think I can flip it and ask character set dot includes character. Oh yeah, inverted. Okay. Trimming characters. I didn't see that in the list on string. Did I just miss it? Well, how does that work? Self dot trimming characters. I mean, strings can do that. Why I keep going to JMDW? String protocol. Okay. All right. Let's see the test fail. Well, get the junk out of there first. allowed in a fragment URL component. URL user allowed. Well, I don't know if any of those are helpful. Allowed in a fragment. I forget how these work. Okay, host is alphanumeric and dot, I think. Path component. I don't know, maybe that's the distraction. Okay, here's my failing test. Yeah. Okay, so let's modify this. Okay, so I want to say let prefixed equal result dot prefix while. Not contains that. I don't know what those two are. I think this is subsequence or substring. Yeah. Okay. The prefix while that the character is not in that string. So string of prefixed, and that should be the equivalent of that. Well, we'll comment it for a moment. Okay. He doesn't really need to be trimmed at this point. Because we stop at the first white space, so probably doing a little refactoring while I go, I guess, but and I'm hoping this passes. All right. Okay. Yeah, I think it'll cover the bulk of the problems. I mean, most of them are going to be they were contained in something, or they gave the URL and they kept going. Could you put commas in URLs? I don't know. I could see that happening. Was this one Dayton Dulcimer that gave us the trouble? Yeah, there you go. Okay. So I think that's a reasonable fix. Oh, let's walk in. Okay, that was good. Right. Results normally not the right word. Does trimmed remove new lines? Well, maybe we should include that in our list. Let's make a test for it. Well, no, we're due for a break. Let's do a break, and then we'll come back and make a test for new lines in there too. Okay. Be back in 3 or 4 minutes. All right, see ya. Welcome back. All right, so this one's pretty close. All right, we'll just put a couple new line, or a new line right there. Yeah. Okay, so we already covered that. I'm honestly not sure how. We find the HTTPS. I'm going to walk that through a little bit. Also, multiple returns last one. Okay, that part I believe. Just want to make sure I understand where that's coming from. It won't list a new line right after the URL. Yeah. Okay, so print input, print ranges. Whoa, wait a minute. Print input original. Oh, we trim it up front. Let's adjust this test. Oops. Still okay. Because I put spaces in. Golly. Okay. No spaces. No. Trying to make sure we get a real troublemaker. Before the /A. Oh, yeah. I don't think we have to worry about the prefix, but we'll leave it there. Okay. I guess I don't know that it has to fail, but it definitely needs to if something like this happens. And I need to check more URL characters. I don't know. Okay, good. I didn't see how it would work. Okay. So that was space. Yeah, maybe that answer is close enough. Go to that other answer. Okay, those are the legal HTML characters. I don't know if I did this better. Maybe the particular X character sets will explain something to me. I suspect it's going to have the typical Apple explanation. Fragment URL. I don't know what a fragment URL is. Like, would it have killed them to tell me what those characters are? A string of characters refers to a resource. Last part of the document. Oh, the internal page references. Okay. Well, maybe I'll just use that string. Take away the not. Yeah. All right, that gets the okay, that should pass the other tests. But not pass the control character test. But I think any control character is going to be a Terminator 2. So we'll filter those out. So I believe all tests but one will pass. Oh, that does pass. I don't have to worry about control characters because they're not legal ones. So this is specifying it in a more positive manner. Those are the characters that could be the URL. We only want to keep the ones that could. Is that still too long? Oh, I guess I could put the... Okay. All right, no control characters on the list, so that's better. Make sure the extracted URL only contains legal characters. Very good. Okay, well, we are closing in on at least what I'm willing to do for now. Okay, I think this was still bad. Is that, I don't know if that's worth pursuing. Okay, so this one got comma. Okay, the problem was the stars. Okay, there's strong, bold, Latham, New York. Right, the BR is before the bold and strong, which is legal. Okay, let's see how that one looks. What's the event? Mountain Dulcimer Music Fest. Yeah, I think that's just... And we definitely can't just get rid of BRB strong because yeah, I think this is a case of we can't do this without a lot more analysis. Because if the I don't know if the HTML standard, well, okay, the HTML allows the bold to stretch past a break, probably even past a new line, but the markdown processor we have doesn't recognize what to do with it. And we can't just replace that because the star could be legal there without knowing the whole context. We can't tell. So I think we will just let this go. You might need to join two lines in a calendar and then a new BR between the words. Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. I mean, I should be able to edit my way around it if I turn off all the bolds and then I make sure I'm only turning things bold. I mean, honestly, that doesn't need the bold stuff there. It's just kind of the formatting we had for them. But really, I don't know, just like the ones that had a lot of bold text all over the place. Which were those? Can't remember. They were later in the year. I do remember that. They had they said we're sanctioned by these contests. Yeah, so I turned the bolds off on that in the original. So I can do that. Mountain Dulcimer Music Fest. Just give myself a note. Yeah, I think we can have an editorial standard that says, we don't just put bold everywhere. There may be some case that needs it, but we mentioned we have the city somewhere else, I think, right? We have location. Yeah, we have the location. So there's no reason it has to be bolded in the thing down there. Actually, could probably be deleted. All right. Well, that's the only one I saw that had a problem. No, there was one that had trouble reading the links. Well, that could use space. I mean, I can probably... that's nothing you all need to sit here for. I can go through and find ones that didn't put a real space in. And I think there was one with a bad link that had 2 links inside the A tag or something. I don't know if we got rid of that one. But the look and everything of this, it's good. It's not exactly what I thought we'd have, but it's pretty good. I wish there were a little less space around the heart and globe, honestly. Maybe that's worth a few minutes to look into. The globe is not bad, I think. I mean, that's pretty close. Maybe I should just do the other button the same way. But it is good to be a button if you can. Yeah, oh, there we go. It's... Why is that ... Oh, is it Dulcimer and Traditional Music Festival? That's just too much for the space, I guess. But I mean, this one goes 2 lines. I don't know. It may be one of those... maybe it's one to do 2 lines. Oh, maybe I should check line limit on that. Probably defaults to 2. So that's event again. Event view. Yeah, now padding borderless. Well, it could be the space. Yeah, but I wonder if it defaults to line limit 2 on text. And just make it... Oh, really? Who has line limit? I guess text is the thing that didn't have it. Let's find it. What was it? Gebhardt. Okay, so let's try that again. Sometimes the heart has less space, so that's annoying. I wonder if that's causing a problem. But it's not trimming there, it's trimming before that. Yeah, I just don't know. Okay. Yeah, these are different, aren't they? Oh, he's centering that text. Let's make an alignment on that. Oh. We have an alignment. Ugh. So it's a combination of spacer, I guess, is doing it. I don't think it's the button taking the room. I think it's the spacer saying, let me center that text for you, because it's surrounded by 2 spacers. So it puts the text in the center and then only makes it as wide as it needs to be. I don't know how to get that to stop. And there is a parameter, but yeah, minimum length. Max width 12. So I'm willing to let you space out a little bit. Well, I don't even know why you should do that. Maybe that spacer's not needed. This one is because it forces... yeah, so the whole thing is leading. But I want that globe to be on the right. So I have to have the space there. Yeah, if it needs padding, we can pad it. But I think it naturally gives it a little bit. But yeah, so I think the first spacer was... I want it to be minimum height, text flushed against it, going out as far as it can, but wrapping if it needs to, and then the globe on the far right. Yeah. So I think that's enough space, and that's much better. Let's see if we can find one the globe is getting impinged upon. Yeah, so that's about as tight as it can go, I think. Cool. Yeah, so because this thing is set for leading, he's going to take this and this, put any extra space here, and then do this and stretch that space out so this is always justified to the far right. So yeah, that was lack of care on my part to put that second spacer in, or the first one. The second one's okay. And okay, there's 3 lines, and yet this one's cut off. I wonder about that ampersand. We're relying on several stages. Let's see, let's look with no detail. No, it doesn't mind the ampersand. There's something on the spacing. I mean, we're at the mercy of their algorithm for that to some extent. But you can turn off that shrinkage stuff. So I don't think it's the line limit. Let's see. Turn off text. Not wrapping. It's abbreviation. What do they call that when you put the ... in? Normally I'm happy when it's trying to squeeze stuff in. Truncated. Okay, yeah, that's in. Truncation's a good word for it. Minimum scale factor. Right. So normally what it does, if you have text and it's going to be too long for the box, too wide for the box, it's willing to shrink the text to some extent, and then it does that truncation with the ... If I turn off the scale limit factor, that might do it. But that's not quite the same. Text truncation mode, that sounds like something I can set. Use truncation mode modifier to indicate which one to truncate. And there's no none. Oh, golly. Okay. Now, there's also that, what was that called? Minimum something. Minimum scale factor. Oh, so annoying. Allows tightening. But this only has those four. Truncation mode tail. Because of the frame. Do we don't put a frame around this, but who's his parent? No, if it's happening, it's coming from the list. So weird. I mean, it's not unbearable. Oh. No, I mean, that's a little awkward, but that's that missing space, but that doesn't affect this field, which is perfectly happy to wrap other times. That's 3 lines. I don't know. I mean, it's not the worst. You get enough to be useful and you can click on it, and if you go the other way, it seems to be tolerating it. Now I'm forgetting where it was. Okay, weird. Yeah, scale factor. So I don't know. It would have been nice to have a truncation mode none and say, like, you don't truncate, you just go. But I think it's the case that the list must be controlling that, must have some sort of maximum frame size or something that throws it off. But I don't know. It just seems like that's not really quite a full explanation, because we have ones that take 3 lines. Yeah, there's one. That's another one. Why Gebhard gets truncated. I'll try spelling it as and spell it out. it may feel like it's more allowed to because of the punctuation. But it's so weird it works like this but doesn't do it there. So I don't, that's nothing we're doing. I know. It's just it goes through some amount of effort to minimize the size, and I get that, but I don't know why, these others that take 3 lines aren't causing a problem. But if it was Dulcimer and Music Festival, you definitely could fit Music Festival on that 3rd line. There's no question to me. Actually, yeah, it's only on the 2nd line. Dulcimer and Music Festival would certainly fit there. So, and does, I guess, when you come down to it. Traditional Music Festival. Is that what it said? Yeah. Yeah, they use Traditional Music Festival in their signage and stuff. So it really is their name. Okay. But we did solve something, right? So we fixed that spacer. Removed extra spacer in event listing. Yeah. And I don't know, it keeps it obviously, so it must be translated between the HTML must be and amp semicolon. Well, we might be able to see that. Oh, it's not though. Is it? Where did it go? The summary. Oh, well, that may be something we're not doing correctly. Are we? I don't think we're translating that. We only translate the description. So no, it's not that. It's I bet I spell it out and it stops doing it. Yeah, it's not Markdown, and it's not HTML to start with, or it would have to have and ampersand AMP semicolon instead of that ampersand by itself bare there. Okay. All right. Let's see. What else? Anything else we need? Okay. I'll just add that to the list. Gebhard. Ampersand. Okay. This one, it was bold formatting. And these 3 sorts. Okay, the refresh, I don't think I'm going to worry about. I mean, I did pick up my stuff today, so something's set to not need a deep cache. So I think that'll be okay. Use app storage on various settings in songs, first lines. That's more of a quick one. Yeah, let's tackle that. I think we'll declare this closed. Other than me doing some calendar work, we'll keep these as potential future ideas, and let's cut that. Paste it here. Kind of put it down here with the future stuff. See if I can unify this. Okay. And let's do this. That sounds like 15 minutes. Yeah, some strange Apple behavior, but not the first time we've seen strange Apple behavior. Okay, this was a good note for me, but not relevant to the current projects. Okay. Amp storage on first lines and jams. All right. Well, that actually came to a fair bit of code, didn't it? Okay, first lines. I guess let me go run it and see what I'm talking about. Okay, we don't persist the current tab. And I don't know, do we persist the filter in the other? We do. Okay. Let's see. So that's calendar view. That's the sort of thing we're doing. First line view. All slugs view. Okay, that should be here when I come back to it. And he's the same one across these. Yeah. Oh, is this though? Oh, that could be a problem. Uh-huh. So I'm good with the filter sharing state. I'm less good with the source. The problem is we have like 5 different possible sort orders and different ones apply. So name source notes. This is probably this. Oh, name source tuning tab. and jam log. If it's not, if it's one of the ones that doesn't show up in one of the other ones, then let's break it. I'll set last played, which is only in jam log, and now these two share that state, so they don't know what to do. Yeah, but that's also editable here. Maybe it's more. Well, if they pass that in as a binding. Oh, we have sort orders. So that's the legal ones. Okay. Let's take this off. Let's pass in the. Okay. Type all songs content has no member sort order. Oh, I guess it's the other way around. That's okay. Wrapped value. Okay, and then who calls all songs? Well, if tell us. I guess it's already a binding, so it doesn't need the $sign. Oh, well, that would be sad to lose. Why does that lose that?
Can I convert value of song order to expected type binding of selection value? I gotta do binding. Okay. Now there should be some people complaining. The callers of all songs view. There we go. Okay. So now they need they need app storage for it. I think everybody has name. Yeah. Okay, so he starts out name, source, come back in, he's still source, notes nobody else has. It's got the animation. Let's leave it on notes. First line's empty, is on tab. Back here, they're independent. Jam log last played. Independent. And if we quit, come back in. I left them all on something other than name. Good. All right. Well, that wraps it up almost in time. We'll be back tomorrow, 2 to 4:30 Eastern Time, 7 to 9:30 p.m. UTC. I think we're going to go on to the metronome. We've pretty much done the other stuff we thought. And we did the visual work for the bulk of it before, but we'll see what we have left to do, and a little bit of timing and a little bit of sound work. So something different. Thanks for joining today. I'll see you another time. Bye-bye.